Books, articles, and even podcasts all tell a story. But like every story, they start with one word. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Word.
Hi.
That was not creepy in any way, shape, or form.
I had to do it to him.
Alright, we're wearing the same clothes as last week. We just wanted to keep the show more consistent, so I decided to put on the same shirt. Sean always wears a white tank top. You know, that's not even a tank top.
What?
White.
What?
Plain white tee. It's
Yes.
his favorite band.
Indeed.
I think you were bumping to Hey There Delilah on the way here.
I was.
I actually there's this video going around of some guy doing like modern dancing, like hip hop dancing to Hey There Delilah at a gas station, and it's amazing. It's not like the music put over a video of somebody dancing. It's like him actually coming from the car. Hey There Delilah's blasting while he's doing hip hop dancing.
That's amazing. Was it great?
It's wonderful. It's poetic almost.
That's
Last time we had golf as our word, and you know what? For two guys that really don't like golf,
or know much about it in general.
Yeah, we were able to make a pretty well produced like episode on that.
We think, at least.
Yeah. I mean, this entire podcast is all opinionated, and our opinions are actually facts. So if you disagree, then you're probably wrong.
Yes.
All right. So this week's word is probably going to be so much better, you know? You already got the word?
Yeah.
You don't look too happy about it.
Count.
Count.
Yeah.
Count. All right, you know what we're going to do this whole episode? We're just going to count as high as we can.
Okay.
And that'll be our thing. Oh man, okay, there we go. COUNT.
Count.
Count. Alright, you know what? Is it kind of sad that the first thing I thought of
is the character from Elmo?
It was not actual counting, but Count Chocula cereal.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see. I thought of the Count from Sesame Street.
But we can talk about that, because I have just now discovered that he is a vampire named Count, and all he does is count.
I don't understand. What do you mean you've just discovered
I have
that?
just discovered now that he is a vampire called Count.
And the one from Sesame Street?
And he counts.
Are you joking, or are you
What
being
is
serious?
it? Is his name just Count?
Yeah, it's Count. I think, yeah. And he does numbers, yeah. That's just...
I mean, I just...
You never watched Sesame Street?
I watched Sesame Street,
He's always like, 1, 2... He always does that.
I was always like, oh, he's Count, and he counts, but I never, like...
You never put the 2 and 2 together?
I never realized that I was saying the same word twice.
Actually, I think Count, that is a name. Mm-hmm. That is a name for someone, because, like, in Star Wars, freaking Count Dooku, that is a name for someone who's, like, in power. But he was named Count.
I didn't know that about I'm not a big Star Wars guy. I know you are. But I didn't know he was Count something. Isn't there...
Count Dooku is the one who...
yeah. I think
he's the one with the twisted lightsaber.
Mm-hmm. Count Dooku.
He's in Battlefront 2. Not the new one, but the old one. Mm-hmm. When we all used to play that.
Let me look up a definition of count real quick.
Okay. You're gonna look up the definition related to
that? Wait, are you looking it up?
No, I'm looking up a picture of Count Dooku.
Oh, okay. Count definition. And I do not want to talk about... Oh, okay, wait, I need that guy. I didn't know he had a twisted lightsaber.
It's bent.
Oh, okay, that makes sense then.
Yeah.
Determine the total number of.
Mm-hmm.
Take into account. Include.
Okay.
It doesn't look like the ones we want.
I mean...
There's a lot of definitions for count. It's a very general term.
Let's see. Count definition...
I want to see...
Royal. There we go. Count, feminine countess, European title of nobility equivalent to a British earl, ranking in modern times after a marquise, or in countries without marquises, a duke.
A duke.
The Roman was originally a household companion of the emperor. So it's a pretty high position. Because a duke is a pretty high position in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
So
this one says a European nobleman whose rank corresponds to that of a British earl.
yes,
Okay.
I believe I just read the same thing.
Wait, you didn't? You said a duke in yours, didn't you?
No, I said British earl.
You said that exact definition?
I think so. Yeah. So does that mean then that the people who made Count Chocula named him that because? Do you think they named it after the Sesame Street guy?
No, I think they named it after Count Dracula.
Oh, that's right, because that's what he actually is called.
Count Chocula. Dracula.
No, I know that,
Okay.
but I just forgot that actually Dracula is referred to as Count Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next word.
That concludes our podcast. Thank you for tuning in.
Speaking of Count Chocula, did they always have like 6 different Halloween cereals?
Count Chocula, Boo Berries.
Now Reese's has one. Reese's Bats, like instead of chocolate pieces, they're shaped in the shape of bats.
Okay.
And
I don't
then,
keep up with cereal these days. I'm a
I
honey
don't either.
bunches,
We
honey
just got
bunches
them
of
at
oats
work.
guy.
We just got them at work, so I've been seeing a lot of people be ordering these Halloween cereals.
But the Count Dracula just keeps discontinuing or Count Chocula keeps discontinuing and keeps coming back. And you know what? There's got to be a pretty big market for that, because I know there are people that just store the boxes, sell them on eBay when they're not on the shelves, and then they're...
Oh, that's right. Count Chocula is not just a Halloween cereal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like an actual. That's right.
It's a normal,
Yeah.
all year.
Boo Berries is a Halloween
And
cereal.
I don't know any of the other ones. I'm going to look that up real quick. Oh my god, you got it first? What?
No, of course. I already got it. I am the Google master.
So, Count Chocula, Boo Berries, and Frankenberry. I thought there were more.
Frankenberry? No, there definitely are. What did you type in? Halloween cereal?
Count Chocula.
Oh.
It looks like there's 5, and there's a picture of mugs with them on. Frankenberry, Count Chocula,
Yeah, I've never seen that one.
Fruity Yummy
I've
Mummy.
actually never seen the Frankenberry.
Fruity Yummy Mummy, which is a
Fruity Yummy
very,
Mummy.
very
Oh my
bad
Lord.
name for one of those. It seems like everything Fruit Brute.
Yeah, fruit. Are those real?
I guess so.
All 5 Halloween monster cereals to be released. To be released.
They're not already out?
Hold on. To be released by General Mills. And this was from... I don't know. Yeah, fruit... Oh, it came from a cartoon? Fruit Brute? What?
Fruit Brute's
So Yummy
out
Mummy came out in 1987 first, but I've never seen that on the shelf in recent years.
It seems like they did Count Chocula, like, yeah, let's go with chocolate. And then the other 4, let's go with a different berry flavor.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. So these are all in this picture, these are all of the original boxes compared to their new boxes.
Okay.
So are they all just are they all just the same thing?
Is Count Chocula on the shelf right now?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's a new it doesn't
Yes,
look
that
like
new
that
box.
box, yeah.
And I think Boo Berries too, but I don't think
Yes,
any of
Boo
the
Berries, they're not on the shelves yet, but we do have them.
I don't think any of the other ones are
No.
on the shelf anymore. Yeah, I
No.
think those are the 2 common ones. But it really sounds like Boo Berry, Frankenberry, Fruit Brute, and Yummy Mummy. I don't know what Fruity Yummy Mummy, right?
Yes. I believe
Those
it's
all just are fruit
Yes.
flavors. That's just like buying a different box of Fruity Pebbles.
they don't they don't have
Maybe it's a texture thing.
Oh, okay. Here we go. So, Count Chocula is chocolate-flavored corn cereal bits and marshmallows.
Okay.
The classic.
Oh, it's going to describe each cereal?
Yes.
though? Okay.
Frankenberry is strawberry-flavored corn cereal bits and marshmallows.
That sounds good.
Boo Berry is blueberry-flavored
Yeah, I don't
corn
know how I feel
and
about
marshmallows. Me neither. Fruit Brute and Fruity Yummy Mummy have
Dirt
bigger... they have bigger definitions. All right.
Oh, God.
So Fruit Brute originally, when it came out, was frosted fruit-flavored cereal with lime-flavored marshmallows.
Lime.
When they relaunched it, it's frosted cherry-flavored cereal with marshmallows. I don't know how... I mean, blueberry...
Wait, the marshmallows are also cherry?
No, so the original had lime-flavored marshmallows. The new one has just marshmallow, plain marshmallows.
Okay.
And then Fruity Yummy Mummy originally was frosted fruit-flavored cereal with vanilla-flavored marshmallows. Now, that sounds okay. And the relaunch is frosted orange cream-flavored cereal with marshmallows.
Yo, I am in
That
love
sounds
with
good.
orange cream.
Yeah,
I've got
that
orange
actually
cream,
sounds really good.
Got orange cream seltzer downstairs. I had this discontinued product from Target where it was orange creamsicle Twizzlers, where it was the Twizzler part was orange.
I think I've actually
and
seen
the
that.
cream was on the inside.
Yeah.
And it ugh.
Man, we should have talked about this when we talked about Halloween before. Here's some fun facts about the Monster cereals. In February 1972, Frankenberry cereal included an indigestible pigment that turned some children's feces pink.
No
A
wonder
symptom
it's
sometimes
discontinued.
referred to as Frankenberry stool.
That's interesting. I don't. Is that a scientific term?
No, Frankenberry stool. And then Boo Berry was replaced by Fruit Brute, and then Fruit Brute was replaced by Yummy Mummy.
I like how they had to replace them, but they couldn't just have them all up at the same time.
Well, it's also, they have Count Chocula up all year round.
Yeah.
But then they only have the other ones up. Yeah, they're only manufactured and sold for a few months during the autumn Halloween season.
Well, because Count Chocula is just a chocolate cereal, and people eat Cocoa Puffs all the time, right?
That's true.
It's just Cocoa Puffs mixed with Lucky Charms, it sounds like.
Which
Right?
one?
Count Chocula. It has marshmallow bits, you said, right?
Yeah, but they're... Well, yeah, chocolate cereal with marshmallows, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just... It's something that'll peel all the time. Well, I feel like people don't like Boo Berries and stuff like that. But they're like, it's in season now, let's get the box.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I can't imagine eating blueberry or cherry flavored cereal.
Cherry? I don't like anything cherry.
I don't like anything cherry either, but I just mean, I feel like that would get, like, cereal should taste like chocolate, corn, wheat, like Wheaties or something like that. It shouldn't have a flavor that's like
And Wheaties are coming
fruity.
back.
But the orange cream
Orange
cereal,
cream sounds legendary.
it does. So if that's on the shelf, I'm gonna get a box and we'll bring it for the next episode. We'll have a
Wait,
taste
hold
test.
That's the new Yummy Mummy, right?
Yeah.
Wait,
I don't know if we have that one yet.
yeah, I don't know if that's a thing anymore.
No, it is. Those are the ones that are being...
It said it.
Well, all I have to say about what that article showed, it showed that they said they were re-releasing all the flavors this year. And the pictures on those boxes, that is the picture on the Blueberry box. That new, like, animated-looking image. So I would have to assume, I don't know, did they do that for Blueberry last year?
Put it in a new box or what?
Or had that same style. I don't go down the cereal aisle.
Yeah, I
very
don't.
often.
I don't look at those boxes specifically too often. If I go down the cereal aisle, I'm just there to get Honey Bunches. And that's
True.
it. I think they dropped the ball after Boo Berry and Count Chocula.
Yeah, I don't know why you would replace...
Frankenberry's pretty down there. Yummy Mummy. I guess that's okay.
Well,
that's
no.
like a kid style. And then Fruit Brute. I don't even know what a brute
The
is.
Fruit Brute, I think that's like in reference to a werewolf. Fruit
Okay.
Brute. First of all, the what was the freaking... Gosh, what was the opposite of the blueberries? Fruitberry.
Frankenberry?
No,
Oh.
Frankenberries, yeah. That was strawberry flavored cereal, which out of the three, I think I would enjoy the most. Out of blueberry, cherry, and strawberry, I think strawberry would be one that I would actually eat. So then they decided that that wasn't cool and replaced that... Or no, they first decided the blueberry wasn't cool, replaced it with strawberry, and then they decided that that wasn't cool, so they replaced it with...
Cherry.
No, the cherry is the new version.
Okay.
The original version, was that what it was?
Which cherry
They
was...
changed it to cherry. Fruit Brute became cherry with regular flavored marshmallows. It was... What the heck? It was frosted fruit flavored cereal originally. So I guess just a fruity taste to it.
Okay.
And it had the lime flavored marshmallows. So they changed it to cherry. So I don't really know the Oh, I'm sorry. No, unfortunately they're not coming back.
No!
They were relaunched in 2013, and they were discontinued in 2014.
So when are we gonna be able to eat orange creamsicle cereal?
I have no idea.
That is a bummer.
It is.
I want to eat orange creamsicle everything.
Apparently the tagline for Fruity Yummy Mummy cereal was Fruity Yummy Mummy makes your tummy go yummy. What? Oh,
Isn't that just saying the same thing?
Yes, yeah, it is. Well,
I feel like it's like
it adds tummy in there.
Fruity Yummy Mummy makes your tummy go nummy.
Go nummy.
Or feel funny, whatever one you want.
Oh wait, what's a man? I wish I could think of something on the spot for that. For the other one, changing your poop pink.
Stool.
Fruity Yummy Mummy makes your
the
feces
Frankenberry
go runny.
I don't like that one. Edit that part out.
Oh god.
What the Frankenberry is the one that caused that problem, right? Because the pigment in that made it pink?
The Frankenberry.
Frankie Berry.
Why would you... Man, you know what I really wish? I really wish our word was cereal. I would love to talk about cereal.
I saw... I was at Wawa today, and they gave me a survey that had the word swag on it. That was my prediction for the words we would get today. I was predicting that we'd get swag.
Oy.
I think it's in the dictionary now, officially.
Yes, I just saw that Merriam-Webster added TLDR and like
650 new words or something.
850
like
new words. Yeah, they added some really ridiculous ones. They added a bunch of text shortenings.
Still a lot of
different
acronyms
things.
and stuff?
Yes.
That's weird. Because I really don't want those to be a normal vocab.
Well, that's apparently a lot. They were criticized this year for all the words that... I mean, they were criticized back when they put in, like, YOLO.
Yeah.
When YOLO went in the dictionary. But they were criticized this year for all the stuff they put in, and they said that their goal is just to always put words in the dictionary that, like...
Are being used.
Define the time, yeah. So it's like, I guess it technically makes sense.
Oh, it's really useful for some people, like to figure out what LOL means or.
Well, plus they also added, so they added TLDR. They added
too long didn't read.
Yep, biohacking.
What?
Bingeable.
Okay.
Marg. I don't know what that one is. And hangry. They added hangry to the dictionary.
Hangry.
They added...
Did we ever talk about hangry?
We've never talked about it.
I have not really ever... Hangry was never really a common thing until I got a girlfriend.
I was just... Actually, yeah. Same thing.
Yeah.
For me.
I never really heard about it until I started dating someone consistently.
True. I mean, I don't think I've ever been... At least if I've ever been it, before I started hearing it, I never called it that.
Yeah.
Like, I never... I don't know if I've ever gotten actually, like, really mad because I haven't eaten for a long time, but I've never called it hangry. Or I had called it hangry before.
I never directly related my lack of food consumption to, like, be part of my frustration.
Oh, Marg is a short for margarita. So they added the slang term for margarita.
Is dage in there? Like, day drinking?
Is what?
I think people call them, like, a dage when you go drink at noon or something.
I don't see that on here, but they also added slang terms of avocado and guacamole. They added guac is in there now. Okay. And avo is also in there.
Who calls it avo?
I don't know.
I know Red Robin has a salad called like avocado or something like that. Avocado.
See, the funny part about this is that this is on Merriam-Webster's actual website, right? And they put this in a sentence. Also, they also added zook as the slang word for zucchini. So they put the sentence. Also, you might think that all the crazy words in this thing are actually words that were added. You might think that it's adorbs that some rando like Zook along with Avo in his guac. They added rando and adorbs.
I want to know who got paid to write that.
I don't know. Oof.
Sorry.
They also added hophead for someone who really likes beer.
That's a beer right there.
No,
Can't show it because we're not sponsored yet.
They also added zoodles. Wasn't that a word that we...
If a zap was a zoodle?
Yeah. Man, why can't we be credited? What the heck is a zoodle? A long, thin strip of zucchini that resembles a string or nail ribbon of pasta.
Yeah, what?
And they also added mocktail.
Alright, so let's count how many new words that was.
Well, I mean, there's 850 of them, and this is a huge article.
Let's count to 850.
They also added food bank and self-harm, which are actually okay words.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I'm surprised that self-harm wasn't a thing already. Well,
I guess it wasn't.
And it should stop being a thing as soon as possible.
Indeed. Maybe we'll make you laugh that it stops.
It's a rough subject.
Indeed. They also had a Generation Z.
Okay,
which is us.
Yeah, we technically are
We're
Generation Z. We figured that out on an earlier podcast.
They also... okay. I thought that this was one word, but... okay. So, bingeable time suck. I thought that was one word, but it's actually time suck is a separate word. Have you ever heard anybody say time suck?
No, I've heard
an activity to which one
a waste of time, right? Or
an activity to which one devotes a lot of time that might be better or more productively spent doing other things. But I've never heard someone say
that's a time suck.
A time suck. A bingeable time suck.
A bingeable time suck. You know what? This podcast you're listening to, it's not a time suck. You're learning a lot right now. I'm learning a lot right now.
Did you know they added dumpster fire in the dictionary back in March?
Yeah, what? Wait, so this is 850 words they added this year?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're still adding to it. They added cryptocurrency.
Good.
They added unicorn to the dictionary?
That hasn't been in the dictionary?
Oh, no. Apparently unicorn, they added a new definition to it, which means a startup business that is valued at $1 billion or more is called a unicorn. I never knew that before.
A startup business that's already $1 billion?
Yes. A startup business that I guess it becomes worth $1 billion. They also seem to have added combined dog breeds into the dictionary, including a Chiweenie.
Alright, that's something I can be excited about.
A schnoodle.
I can't wait to call
and a
dogs.
Yorkie poo. Oh my lord. They also had a glamping.
There's got to be
some... right?
No.
You don't know what glamping is?
No.
It's glamorous and camping. It's like when you go camping,
but
you
okay,
like... Yeah.
When you go in like an SUV or something, and it's tricked out, and you're really not...
Yes. You're just out in the forest, but you're not actually...
But you're doing the same thing as you would at home.
They added dark chocolate, which apparently wasn't in the dictionary beforehand.
Why would that be in the dictionary? Isn't that just two words?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
They also added case sensitive.
These are some interesting...
They also added life hack.
Life hack?
What does life hack mean in the dictionary? A usually simple and clever tip or technique for accomplishing some familiar task more easily and efficiently.
Oh,
freaking life hack. Mansplain. They added that. Of course. They added subtweet.
This is amazing.
It is. Yeah, I don't know. This is
definitely the Generation Z of Webster Dictionary.
That's right. The article that I saw for that was titled Merriam-Webster adds new words that'll make English teachers cringe. That was the title of it, and it makes complete sense now.
Oh man, you can't add all these words, and then now the teachers are going to be like, "That's not a word," and then the kid whips out the dictionary.
One of the things that was in that article, though, was the fact that you can now be amazing at Scrabble. All these words now are valid in Scrabble, so you can go and you can make acronyms in Scrabble now because they're technically in the dictionary.
Yorkie poo.
And they use Y's, and they use letters that have lots of points. So
yeah. YOLO is not worth much. Because Y's probably
Y's
worth
are
a good,
worth.
but
L's
then
are.
OLO.
Are those only worth like 1? No, I thought O's and
O's
L's
have
were
to be worth like 1. Usually vowels are worth barely anything.
That's true. Because I know like the X's, the Z's, the W's, the Q's, all those really weird letters aren't worth much.
Can you put Generation Z as a
Scrabble?
as a Scrabble word?
Probably. It's in the dictionary.
Yeah, it's in the dictionary.
Isn't that how Scrabble works? Any word that is in the dictionary is a valid word to use?
Yeah, but it's 2 words, right? So like I can't put dark chocolate in Scrabble.
True.
First of all, I don't know if it fits. I don't know how big a Scrabble board is.
Yeah, I don't think you can put 2 words. Well, you've played Words with Friends, right?
Barely.
Okay.
I was more of
Still
a
draw
draw something.
Oh man.
Remember that game?
I do. It was great times. And
love-
great YouTubers made some great videos with that game.
Ooh. Yeah, that's me.
You made a video about that?
Yeah.
Actually,
Not draw something the app, but draw
like the program on
the
the
OMG
website.
pop, whatever. Yeah.
I think I remember. I remember that. That wasn't too long ago. That was a couple years ago.
I didn't make one with a huge group of people. I made one with just Brandon and I.
Yeah, but I think I remember seeing you post that.
Mhm.
Good times. Good times.
a
Good
funny
quality. Good before hyper. What is the
Hyper
word?
casual
Hyper
games?
casual games. We had quality games
Dude, I would play
like
Pictionary.
Subway Surfer.
I got addicted to Subway Surfer,
Dude,
for sure.
I jailbroke my phone in high school. I jailbroke my phone. I got this thing that allowed you to get in-app purchases for free. So I went nuts and bought every possible thing available in Subway Surfer, and I'm pretty sure I had like a billion score or something like that the one time. Did you ever play? Okay, did you ever play the game Cookie Clicker?
Yes. That game had
The game was so.
The game had dark turns.
That
in
was
it.
a time suck. You know what I mean?
It's definitely Yo,
dude, we're going.
we need to find an updated word generator so we can get some of these words in it. Because
True.
I imagine that one doesn't have these included words yet.
Probably not. Oh man.
I cannot wait for 5 years down the line when we get time suck. As our
Yeah,
word.
I know. Or zoodles.
Zoodle?
Oh,
Is a zip
man.
a if zips are zoodles?
What were you saying about Cookie Crunch?
Cookie clicker?
The Cookie Clicker.
Is Cookie Crunch a thing? Or is that
No,
just...
it
okay.
probably is now, but I don't remember it being that. Then they came out with a second Cookie Clicker.
Yeah, so Cookie Clicker had that dark turn on it where you start with grandmas, right? And then you turn into like robot grandmas, and then it was like Cookie Clicker got really
Are we talking
Weird.
about the Cookie Clicker where you literally just sat there and tapped on the cookie?
yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't remember the power-ups and everything that you
The
could get
power
for
ups
it.
got crazy.
So
Like you
maybe
got
you-
alien grandmas and stuff, and then you had a black hole that would make cookies or something, and that was like the highest.
Oh my lord!
Creation
I just
thing.
remember sitting there in high school when we weren't doing anything and literally no. It wasn't like that. It was like like you know what I mean. It was like you were trying to go as fast as possible. And then when I started playing those games on the PC, I got an auto clicker, so you could sit
Yeah.
there and put on like 1,000 clicks per second and just adventure capitalist it up.
Yeah, that was another good one. I had I used to have a rapid fire button on my old mouse that would press like 3 times at once, so I would just get to click that. It like still hurt. It still wasn't that good.
It's
but
amazing to me how those types of games, like why are they so addicting? Like obviously I get that you continuously work towards things and everything you buy makes what you're doing faster and blah blah blah, but like if you really just sit back and look at it, like all the time I put into Adventure Capitalist
You
and
don't-
then getting so far into the game that I like got stuck and didn't want to play it anymore.
You don't get anywhere.
I know, yeah.
There's
you really,
nothing
you
out
really
of-
don't.
you don't get anything
You're just
out of it.
you're just counting numbers.
Yeah,
Just making numbers appear.
I'm a big fan of games that you get to see you visualize your progression as you go on. So I like in games where I level up my character to a certain point that I can go back to an old area and I just wreck.
Like
And
that
it's
one game that we played, Clicker Heroes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was
so,
kinda like that.
So like, yeah, in that game you would get to a certain point that you couldn't handle the boss or something anymore without spending a lot of money. So you'd reset your game, but you would still be able to. You'd still have some traits from the previous game, so you
Yeah.
would just wreck. And
Indeed.
that was so satisfying to be able to just blow through the first 50 waves or something like that. And I don't know, I just liked seeing how high up I can get and how indestructible I would get.
Well, then there was also there was that other one that we got, the one where you would actually shoot the things. I forget what that was called, but that was kind of neat because you actually did something. You clicked, but you actually were shooting at stuff and everything, which is kind of cool. But it's a numbers game. All we do is count.
Counting. I started counting constantly when I started swimming. So if you didn't know, there are flags at the top, like over swimming pools.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, obviously. That is so you can count how many strokes it takes you to get to the wall when you're doing backstroke. So that's how you know how close to the wall you are. So every backstroker had a number. So for me, it was 3. So I would take one stroke, another stroke, then I would flip over, and that would be my 3rd stroke to get into the wall.
Oh.
So once I started doing that, our coach started telling us to try and set goals to do only 8 strokes to make it across the pool or something like that. And that's a low number. Because if I'm doing 3 strokes in the flags, which is like only maybe 20% of the whole pool, then there's no way I'm making it across in 8 strokes.
Right.
So we would have to set numbers for ourselves. So I would just be swimming being like, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'd get to the flags and be like, 1, 2, 3. So then after that point, I started counting my steps everywhere I walked. I'd be like, 1, 2, 3. And now everyone has it on their phone. And everyone's counting steps every single day. My phone yells at me to go walk.
True. Actually, yeah. I actually didn't realize that my phone even did that until I started looking at it. I actually, it was an accident. Because, you know, I work and I walk around like all the time. So, generally speaking, when I'm at work, I walk about
24,000 steps.
Yeah, generally it's about
the goal on my phone right now is 7,100. I never had a pedometer.
So we got 24,000. We got 20,000. Then I have my days when I don't work, which is about 4,000 steps.
Okay, yeah.
24,000, 23,000, 15,000, 19,000. Yeah, it's a lot of walking. But I think that here is something that I have to say about like what you just said about where you started counting something for like a like a sport you had because you kind of had to, but then you started to do it throughout your like daily life. I think it's kind of interesting that you can like trick your brain into doing stuff like that. Like you can get to the point where, like, you know how they always say like if you want to fall asleep, count sheep or something like that. Like you can your brain just starts to calculate.
Counting is crazy when you really think deeply about it. I think learning anything at a young age, I think the fact that we were able to learn how language works is crazy. I think learning how to count is quite crazy because it's something that you do your entire life. Some people suck at it, but some people are still really good. Like,
you mean just counting as in like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Or what do you mean people
like,
suck at it?
I'm talking about people
What do you mean
start to get better at counting, so people start counting by 2s. People count by 3s and stuff like that. And that, like, I don't know, when I was younger and I just learned how to count to 10, we would have those sheets all the time where it would be like 1 to 100, but fill in the spots that are missing. So it'd be like 1, 2, blank, 4, blank, and stuff like that. We would have to fill in each number just so that we got it down. I never thought at one point I'd be able to say 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
True, 30. Yeah, you do. Because then you realize as you get older that it's just a repeating. It just repeats itself with different numbers.
And then stupid numbers would be thrown in, like 3. You'd be like 3, 6, 9, 12, and then that's just too complicated.
I mean, that's when you learn your multiplication tables. So you got to learn your multiplication tables before you learn.
Oh, and then multiplication? I was like...
I'll say this. Mind. I'll be honest with you. So I took statistics in my first time going to NAC because that was the highest math that I needed.
Did you take calculus in high school?
No. The highest math I took in high school was statistics.
Okay.
Because I've never been great at math. So the highest math that I took in college was statistics because it's the highest that I needed for my major. So I wasn't going to go... I didn't even need college algebra. I wasn't going to do that. This time around, I need college algebra because I need to take physics. So, because the highest I did was statistics, never took the placement test, I am currently taking elementary algebra. okay? Because I need to, like, pass that in order to get into college algebra. Whatever. This class, okay, it is called elementary algebra for a reason. I honestly feel like I'm back in the 5th grade. Like,
did we even do algebra in 5th grade?
no, but this isn't really algebra. Like, this is basically just teaching you, like, literally, I sat down at the table when we first started, and we got a packet. And on the back of this packet is the freaking multiplication table.
Oh my god.
It's like my first exam in that class included questions like 9 plus 3 equals what? It was really... I feel stupid taking it because even though I'm not good at math and I'm not good at algebra, that's a little bit too low for me. You know what I mean? But you get to the point where, like, back when I was learning my multiplication tables, it took me weeks to memorize that kind of stuff. But now it's like, you know, it's just off the top of your head. You can...
Oh, and then there were those hell tests where you had to take 100 questions and you had 5 minutes to do them. You ever get those?
Oh, yeah, the speed ones
school?
And see how many you could get done.
And they were all like single-digit addition. But you had to do 100 in 5 minutes. Dude, I love math. I wish I could take college algebra again. I mean, I can, and I'm not going to. But I would be willing to do it again.
Be my tutor.
Oh, dude, I'll do your college algebra work. It is so satisfying. I mean, this is a really basic example, but like 3x equals 6, and you're like, that's 2, my man. And those really... In that situation, it was just so satisfying to be able to look at that and just know the answer without having to divide both sides by 3.
Oh, yeah.
Get that.
I mean, that would work for me if I didn't have to take exams.
Mm-hmm. And I also loved math because... you could check your answers. If you're taking a history exam or something like that, you can't be like, you can't plug George Washington back into the original question and be like, all right, this is it. You can...
I love formulas for that reason.
Yeah.
You can always mix them around to get...
You get your answer, and you're like, I don't really know if this is it.
Yeah.
You plug that back in, you do everything, and you're like, it is it.
It's insane. Like, I'm doing electrical stuff right now, and I don't know, have you ever heard of Ohm's Law? It's like
probably.
Yeah. So it's like, it's awesome because in that class, there's a lot of people who don't get that. Like, that you can take, like, the formula is E over I times R.
Okay, yeah.
And you can flip them around, like, I equals E over R equals E over I, and you can flip it around. But there are people that don't understand that. Like, and it for me, it is confusing. Like, that is pretty simple. Once you get into, like, the big formulas, you know what I mean? Like, the really complex math formulas, then it's a little bit more difficult. But, yeah, math is great. What's the highest math you took in high school?
Calculus.
And what did you get in that class?
Oh, I never got below like a 95 in math classes.
Dude, why didn't you become a math teacher?
I love math so
become
much.
a math major?
I love math. It's just so... I feel like math is just a really basic form of problem solving. And I feel like my enjoyment for math made me so much better at thinking things logically in real life.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You saw Good Will Hunting, I'm guessing?
No.
You never saw Good Will Hunting?
No, what is it?
You don't know what that movie is with Matt Damon and you never saw that movie?
No.
Oh my lord. Okay, it's basically a movie about... You might get destroyed for saying no to that one.
I get destroyed for not knowing celebrity names.
It's basically...
The only reason I know who Matt Damon was is because I was compared to him while I was bald.
Okay, you know who obviously Robin Williams is, though.
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to say.
Flubber?
Yeah.
Great.
It has Robin Williams, it
Poets
has Ben
Society.
Affleck, who's Batman, the new Batman, Matt Damon, and a couple others. Anyways, it's basically a movie about... This was back in, like... This movie came out in, like, 1990 something. But, the movie is about Matt Damon plays a janitor, right, who's really good at math. And he's, like, incredibly smart, but he's, like... He gets into a lot of trouble, so his life is going nowhere. And this math professor at MIT, the school he's a janitor at is MIT, he puts this equation on a chalkboard outside the class. And he says, I hope that one of the students in my class will be able to figure this thing out. And when you look at that problem on that math board, it's like, I'm not good at math. I have never been able... And it's so ridiculous, though, that, like you just said... Math is simple if you look at it simply. If you look at a big math problem and you're like, oh my god, and you like if you just split it up into the parts it is, you can just figure it out. The part that formulas never was really a problem for me. Thing I have a problem with, graphs, sines, cosines. I mean, that kind of stuff is always like, did you ever take trigonometry? Or they don't have trigonometry in high school, right?
I think they did have trig at some point. Like, I think that was the next step.
So what did you do? Ninth grade was algebra 2?
Ninth grade was an algebra. No, ninth grade was geometry.
Right, that's right.
See, I was in the advanced math class at one point,
okay.
Then I showed up late to a test in 6th grade, so they dropped me down. So I had to take the same class again.
That's ridiculous.
So ninth grade was geometry. 10th grade was probably algebra. Then 11th would be pre-calc, and then 12th would be calc.
Oh, so you never took Algebra 2?
The next, well, I think 10th grade was Algebra 2.
Oh, okay.
I think 8th grade was Algebra 1.
Yeah.
And then 10th grade was just regular calculus. I think the next step was trigonometry. And honestly, getting to the point of calculus and trigonometry, that's where I kind of draw the line on math, because those are really specific scenarios that you need to use any of those equations for. Yeah. And I think Algebra 2 because calculus and stuff is all graphs, and you don't need that for regular life.
Oh, right, yeah, you don't, unless you're going to be an engineer or something like that, you don't, or a teacher of it.
But in algebra, you can use that in like real life, like those, the scenarios, the word problems where they're like, all right, you have 300 seats to fill, 20 adults are $20 per ticket, children are $10 per ticket. Yeah. And like you could figure that kind of stuff out. But like calculus and stuff, they had log, they had cosine and sine, which could help with, I guess, architecture, design, and
or if you need to make like a graph of something, like if you need to plot a point or whatever, then yeah. But I was overjoyed when I figured out that my major now only requires me to do college algebra and doesn't require... I don't even know if NAC has higher math courses than college algebra. Well, they probably do, but I don't think they have like college calculus and trig.
College algebra online, and it was the best decision of my life. I had to do 2 homework assignments a week, and it was given to me all at the beginning of the course.
So you just got it all done.
I dedicated a week to just finishing all the homework assignments, and then I just marked on my calendar when the tests were.
There you go. That's how I'm in an accelerated math, because I'm in elementary algebra. So
elementary algebra with no variables. X doesn't even show up in your problem.
No, so basically it goes elementary algebra, then it goes intermediate algebra, and then it goes college algebra. So, yeah. This is how bad it gets, okay? Now, I just said that elementary algebra has problems such as 9 plus 3. There is actually a class below elementary algebra. This is a class where you cannot even use a calculator. Like, they will not let you touch even a simple calculator.
Because it's just too easy?
Yeah, you can... No calculator in that low class. A simple calculator in elementary algebra and a scientific calculator in intermediate and normal college algebra. But I looked at that and I was like you can't even use one of those big button calculators. Yeah. I was like, oh man.
Wait, college, like, the fact that you had to use a graphing calculator was one of the worst things with math, I think. Because it ended up being, you wouldn't need to problem solve. It would just be a waste of time because you had to plug in whatever they put on the screen. Because it would be a multiple choice problem where it's like, plug this equation into your calculator, which one of these graphs do you get? Yeah. And you're like, I'm not learning anything from this. I'm just rewriting something.
Yeah, I think that's... I think nowadays you're literally taught how to do things on a calculator. Mm-hmm. You're not even taught... Like, if you took someone's calculator away, they probably would not be able to do some of these equations that, like, people before... I mean, they've had calculators for a long time, but back when you actually had to learn this kind of stuff, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's the same form of thing as, like, the internet. Like, we're taught to look up answers instead of actually figuring them out ourselves now, and I think it's the same way with a calculator. Like, my dad, who's an architect, has said the same thing of, why would I go, and I mean, he's been doing it for, 40, 50 years now, so yes, he knows how to do it legitimately, but he's had the same thing of why would I actually take the time to do this stuff out? And it's actually even worse now because before you only had calculators. Mm-hmm. Now you have online calculators where you can just plug in some values and click calculate, and you don't even know how to put them in the fraction form or anything like that. You can just put them in.
You don't even need PEMDAS anymore.
What the hell?
Parentheses.
Oh, yes, I knew that sounded familiar.
Multiplication, division, addition.
But, actually, alright, that was one question that I got wrong on my first exam.
You didn't know what PEMDAS was?
No, I did know what PEMDAS was, but I used PEMDAS to evaluate a thing, or to simplify it, and there is no place in PEMDAS that I didn't actually really study for this test because all this stuff was kind of easy, so I kind of winged it. And I didn't remember that PEMDAS is the order of operations, but it also goes by left to right. Okay. I forgot about that. So I ended up doing, like, if it's, it's like parentheses, exponentials,
multiplication, division, addition, subtraction.
Yeah. So, but it's, if you have addition, I forget what it was. It was something, I had like 2 additions, and I accidentally added up the wrong side instead of going from left to right. And that messed me up, and I got points off. But then I explained to my teacher, and he gave me the points.
He gave you the points because you messed up PEMDAS, and you explained to him that you
so this is another cool thing about this class. Because this class is made for people who are not smart, or just cannot grasp this stuff, if you take an exam, you have the option to sit down with the main professor in the class and like go over your wrong answers. And if you're able to show them during that little meeting period that you understand where your mistake was, then they will give you full credit for it. So technically you could get hundreds on every one of your things, even if you fail.
I want to say that's kind of cheap, but at the same time, on College Algebra Online, you got 3 chances to take the test.
Yeah. But you never had to go in?
No.
Even for your final?
I didn't even know who I had to go in and sit in one of those isolated booths for my final.
Okay.
But
I remember.
The 3 tries, and the questions were always going to be the same. Like, they wouldn't have the same answers, and they wouldn't be the same equations, but you knew there's one
same
graphing
template.
problem here, there's one Pythagorean's theorem problem here, or something like that.
I don't know. I mean, I think the average person who takes a math class online probably doesn't do any of the work.
Yeah.
Like, they probably just go online or whatever and plug in the problems and...
Well, I didn't.
I know you didn't, but you like it. Yeah. Most people don't like math. So
true story.
Would you agree that math is one of those, like, subjects that is the hardest to make interesting to someone?
Math is so hard to, like you said, be a math tutor. I don't know how. Like, how do you teach someone math besides practicing?
Well, I think, like, for me, it's explaining to someone why something is the way it is. Mm-hmm. Like for finding, like, what the heck is that called? Where you, like, plot a point, or find the y, what is it called? On a graph, find the y-intercept, something like that. If you just showed me a formula and said, okay, plug the numbers into here and this is how you do it, I would need someone to explain to me why this number comes from here and why this number comes from here and blah, blah, blah. And then, you know what I mean? Because, like, that's
the one thing bad about math, because there's a point where it's just, like, because it is.
Yeah.
Like, the answer to why is just... because it is.
Well, have you ever thought about the fact that the people that came up with mathematics, like, everything in this room runs off of math?
Yeah.
Every electronic runs off of math. And it's like the people that came up with counting numbers.
Good plug.
Like, we have used those equations and those same things to make all the stuff that we make, that we've designed and everything over the years. It's I mean, these are mathematic principles that have been around for, like, centuries and all that kind of stuff. So I didn't remember that song until now.
Now it's stuck in your head.
What else? A memory I have about counting numbers is, you know, like when you were little and you would take baths and you have those, or on the refrigerator you would have the magnets with the numbers.
Yeah.
Or you could get the little foam numbers that you'd put on the walls of the bathtub. I would practice my trigonometry in the bathtub at the age of 3. Oh, Lord.
Oh. Counting is obsolete at this point. With multiplication. True. Like, there's no reason for it. Like, there are some people out there that still count with their hands.
Yeah, I do.
Because they're just
they're
like that bad at math.
Thanks.
Oh, what about the... Yeah, you suck at math. What about... This blew my mind. So, if you're multiplying by 9, say you're multiplying 3 by 9, if you count from the left part of your hand, and you count 1, 2, 3, and you end up on your middle finger, if you bring that finger down, 27. You get 2, and then you get 7 on the
Does
outside
that work
side.
for every?
Every like single digit number that you multiply by 9.
Oh, single digit. Okay.
Yeah, well, because you can't do 10.
True.
Or you can't do 11.
I have 20 fingers, so.
See, like, yeah.
So if I did 9 times 8, so it would be.
If you count to your 8th finger and put it down.
From this side.
Yeah.
So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And then you just put down your 8th finger. So your middle finger on your right hand. So these stay up.
Oh.
Everything besides this middle finger. And now you count your fingers
1, 2,
before
3,
the middle
4, 5,
finger.
6, 7,
And then
8, 9.
no, 1, 2. 72.
72. Oh, wow. That's
that
actually
wild?
really cool. You came up with that on your own?
No.
Oh.
But I discovered... Oh, I'm an overachiever, all right? So back in 4th, 5th grade, I don't know, one of those 2 grades, before we understood how to multiply 2-digit numbers,
Yeah.
I figured it out. I'm a genius, all right? So I used 12, for example. I went up to the front of the class and explained this. I was so excited the teacher let me do this. I was like, all right, guys, you want to multiply 12 by 3? Watch this. Multiply 3 times 10. Now multiply 3 times 2 and add those 2 numbers together.
It does work, yeah.
Yeah, because you 36. And that's how you do multiplication like that. You multiply 3 times 1, and that gets dropped down.
Yeah, that's
below
longhand
there.
multiplication.
And then 3 times 2.
Yeah.
I discovered. I self-taught
Like
myself.
Aristotle.
I'm a genius.
Oh,
And you know,
man.
you ever play Around the World?
Yes.
Like where they held up the card real quick and the first person to answer it?
Yeah.
Oh, I was making it around the room every single time. Oh, I'm such a nerd with math.
Good lord. I never... See,
This is getting me hype. Give me your college algebra.
I'm gonna be
homework.
honest with you. I never put the correlation between that joke of you being a math major with this. Like, I never knew you liked math. This is the first time I've ever
That's why
learned that
I said I was a math major.
Yeah, I never put that correlation together with that. That's weird.
Dude.
So why did you never... So...
I never did math because I didn't think there was anything to do with math besides being a teacher.
What?
I never
But like any
majored in
engineering
math.
job is...
Yeah, but engineering has like...
Engineering is based around math.
It becomes like really
No,
stupid math.
Well, yeah, it's trigonometry and calculus, but...
What math or what engineering can I do without design? Like every engineering thing I know about uses either CAD or something else. I just would want to do equations.
Yeah, I mean, if you do mechanical engineering, you would be doing... Yeah, you would do equations on force, like physics
Okay.
equations. I mean, you would be using equations related to those actual things rather than like standard math equations. But yeah, that's all chemical engineering is all equations.
Yeah, but I don't want to take OChem. I don't want to take organic chemistry.
Why?
I've heard nothing but terrible things about organic chemistry.
I've never heard anything about it, to be honest.
Well, you gotta ask Brandon. Say, how do you feel about OChem? And see what his response is.
What's the highest math he's had to take? Or you've never asked him, probably?
I don't know what they go to at that point.
Because I remember I watched a video for a person going to college for computer science. And in computer science, you take calculus level 3, which is apparently like unbelievable or something. Like, the way that the guy was explaining it was that, like, you start getting into theoretical equations, like things that don't even exist. Like, you start getting into, like, the design of, like...
See, that's why. That's why I wouldn't want to do engineering.
You wouldn't want to come up with the next math concept?
No, I don't want to... I don't want to do fake math.
It's not fake math.
That's essentially fake math.
No, it's not, because...
What's the purpose?
Because what... Okay, what happens when we figure out how to fly in space? You're going to have to come up with more math for that.
In what sense?
Like, you what do you mean? Like, did you ever see that movie, oh, gosh, what's it called?
Zathura?
No, the movie freaking with the three... it was the NASA movie. With the three...
Space Odyssey?
No, it just came out.
No, I don't.
It was like how those three black women, like, integrated into NASA and became these really big, hidden figures.
That's what that movie's about?
Yeah, it's about... No, but it's not that it's about that, but... There's a part in that movie where they're trying to figure out how to send a spaceship into space, and they literally spent months designing the math for it because they didn't. And there's a line that the one person says in the movie that it's like, if we can't figure something out, we have to, like, literally create a new math for it. Because, you know what I mean? Because, like, it's just the fact of, like, you kind of have to do that when you get, because all of our equations are based off of the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens when you don't have that anymore? This is very intellectually...
Yeah, but if I have 3 chickens in one hand and 2 chickens in the other hand, if I go up into space, I still got 5 chickens.
I mean, yeah.
Count them.
Basic
1,
math
2,
works.
3, 1, 2. Yeah.
Basic math works fine, but not the rest of it.
I'm not interested in theoretical math.
I mean, that's why I could never be a computer science major. Because that stuff is just...
Too much?
Unbelievable. Yeah.
I mean, that's a very small amount of people in the computer science major doing that specific thing.
No, you learn that... or what do you mean? Doing that in a career or learning
making
that?
Theoretical equations.
But you learn that in your major. Like, you take classes about it.
Yeah, but...
You're not... Maybe you're not doing it for a career,
yeah.
But you're still learning about it, and you still have to pass a class.
See, why would I need to take computer engineering courses if you just explained it to me right now? I learned that...
You could...
Yeah, see, you taught me that theoretical equations are a thing. Now I can go out and make a theoretical equation. Because that's weird.
If I take 5 chickens and compress them down and flip-flop them on the moon, I might have 6 chickens. X squared plus 3 equals 5. Well, I am Albert Einstein.
Well, what defines a chicken? If I put 6 chickens together and then cut them into 7 pieces, can I consider that 7 chickens?
You're onto something. We're gonna send the next rocket to the moon.
And it's gonna have chickens in it.
Oh, man.
I used to want to be a chicken when I grew up. At some point when I was younger, somebody asked me what I wanted to be when I grow up, and I responded with, a chicken.
I always wanted to be a garbage man. I'm not kidding. Garbage trucks are my favorite looking toy trucks to ever get.
Oh my god.
And I always wanted to be a garbage man, and man, do they get paid well. I had a freaking conversation with someone at work about that. They make like $30 an hour, because who wants to be on the back of a garbage truck?
Well, I got a friend that pumps porta potties, and he's probably making a good living off of that.
Dude, I don't know. I don't know.
What? Being a chicken? Or
being any 3 of those things that we just talked about.
A chicken, a porta potty pumper,
and a garbage man. I don't know why you'd want to do it.
And when I made it to preschool, so this was prior to preschool, me wanting to be a chicken, I wanted to become a farmer. But I think...
Farmer who does math.
Farmer that does math.
I just want to sit out there with my... So instead of wanting to become a chicken, you wanted to have chickens?
Yes. I think probably one day my mom was like, Aaron, you can't be a chicken.
This was my before we ended off here, this was my career path growing up, right? First I wanted to be a garbage man. Can't even say it. First I wanted to be a garbage man. Then, because my dad was in construction, I started watching Bob the Builder and all that stuff, and I wanted to be a backhoe.
Oh my god.
That was my favorite construction vehicle was the
Okay,
backhoe.
yeah.
And they didn't make toys of it back in the day, and it used to get me so mad. So then after that, I wanted to become a marine biologist.
Okay.
Made a quick 180 turn there.
Yeah, you
then
figured out you had to go in water or something?
No, actually, I loved going into water. Then I went down to the beach for the first time. Almost got stung by a jellyfish, and from that point on, I was scared to go into the water. It's
No
just
more.
over. And then I wanted to be an engineer. Then I figured out that I wasn't good at math. So then I went into computers, and now I'm back to an engineer. Yeah.
All right, so career path for me, chicken. All right. Quickly figured out that I couldn't do that. Farmer. Farmer was next.
Yeah.
Definitely teacher. I was teacher throughout middle school or throughout elementary school. Middle school was engineer. I honestly think.
Really?
Yeah, I wanted to be an engineer because
Wasn't your brother doing?
I think my brother was doing engineering work, but he was still in high school at that point, so I didn't know if that was what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
But I think I figured out that engineering was a well-needed career, and that it would be a guaranteed job, so I wanted to do that.
Sure.
And also, because in one of my classes, someone brought we had a visitor come with a hydrogen car, and whoever wanted to be engineers got to ride in it first.
A hydrogen car?
Like a car that ran on.
Like
hydrogen.
biofuel?
Yeah.
Oh, that's neat.
So.
Wow.
And it was.
And so you
felt like
said you wanted to be an engineer so you could ride in the car.
Yeah.
Well, there's always the first step.
Then high school came. Pretty sure I dropped the engineering thing for
Photography.
film and stuff.
Huh. I mean.
And then, as soon as I hit 12th grade or something, I was thinking to myself that film was a very hard course to get into, and that I should just go for an engineer and do film on the side. But then I was like, oh, let's rock it out, see what happens. And then I also thought maybe I should just go work for the city, and then because they consistently pay raise every year. My dad's making good money because he's been there for so many years.
Mean being a civil engineer, or
just working for the city,
a government job,
doing street lines and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then using that to fund my film work. But no, no, thank you.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I think. Did you like physics?
Yeah, but I was upset that we only did we never used friction in our equations in high school, at least. It was just all in a frictionless world. What physics would be like.
Man, you actually you got that out of your physics class.
What did you get?
I never even took the time to realize that the physics were in a frictionless world. I didn't even.
We never put friction into any of our.
But wait, so that really bothered you?
Well, because I didn't. I was I didn't really learn anything besides in a fake world.
So you're more the type of person with math or any of this kind of stuff that you like being able to apply it to things.
Yeah.
To the real world, which makes sense. I guess why wouldn't you want to be able to do that?
Because as soon as you start not being able to apply it to the real world,
it's useless.
It's whatever.
Unless you go to the moon and can apply that frictionless world.
Start adding chickens together, adding 6 chickens to make 7.
Oh man, this has also been a good episode.
It's very good. It's started with cereal.
Yeah.
All right, you good on what you got to say? It
Yeah.
sounded like you wanted to. Okay.
No, I'm good.
All right. Theoretical clap. Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode and listening to us talk about count with air quotes. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to check this out on YouTube, or if you want to check this out on SoundCloud, it is called Word Period on those things, but it's going to be really hard to find that because we're not really relevant yet. So the best chance to find us on either one of those platforms is to go onto Twitter. Go onto Twitter at Word Period, both words spelled out, WORDPERIOD. And on there you can see a pinned tweet that links you to either one of those pages. Plus you can follow and see if we get back into the live recordings and stuff. You can watch us live on Twitch.
Indeed.
All right. Anything else you got to say?
No.
Sounds good. Thank you for tuning in to Count. Let's see what word we get next week. I hope it's a good one.
Me too.
Thank you for tuning in.
Bye.